you looking for an internet talk radio station for your podcast? Look no further. At the helm of Passionate World Talk Radio are two women that want to provide a spot for you and your podcast to be heard. There are many other places for your podcast, but PWTR has the audience. You will not be disappointed. Our station has been on the internet for the past 16 years. Call us for more information. 484-364-1032 or text Jeannie White, station manager at THECONNECTSHOW for podcast show details. Welcome to Passionate World Talk Radio. Educate, enlighten, entertain.
Hello, everybody. This is Betsy Wurzel, your host of Chatting with Betsy on Passionate World Talk Radio, where our mantra is to educate, enlighten, and entertain. The views of the guests may not represent those of the host of the station. Folks, you don't want to listen to this podcast because my guest is a pioneer. I am so excited. My guest is Tom Paladino, and he is founder of Scalar, I hope I'm saying that right, Tom, Light Energy Healing, which offers several health programs. Tom is a researcher, a humanitarian. This is what you would call new age of healing. To me, in my opinion, it's almost scientific, but I have to tell you, folks, I did the trial. I'm in the process, actually. I'm still in the trial. And I highly recommend you listen to Tom and go on the website for the trial, because I'll tell you what, I feel better. I feel more calm. And I can't wait to talk to Tom Paladino. So welcome, Tom Paladino, to Chatting with Betsy.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the introduction. Thank you. Pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Tom, this is like science fiction. Can you explain to the audience like what you do? I mean, it's, you know, you use a person's picture and it's light energy. So could you explain that to the audience, please?
Yes, it is light energy. Very good. Now, when I'm working with a scalar energy instrument, I'm a researcher. I work with instruments that control energy from the sun, the stars. This is not electricity. So what we're going to discuss today is a different type of energy than that of electricity. So I take photographs of people and I place them inside my scalar energy instrument. And my scalar energy instrument then will interface with their signature on a photograph. So what am I saying? There's energy, there's intelligence attached to everybody's photograph. So I am making a connection with their quantum field. I don't make a connection with a person. I make a connection with their energy field that I can detect on a photograph. Again, this is groundbreaking research. And many people say that after I make that connection, many people say that they, for some reason, feel better. Many people say that we've been able to eradicate viruses or bacteria. You know, and again, this begs the question, well, then what is scalar energy? It's energy from the sun, the stars. How do we apply it? We apply it to photographs of people. It's a very promising new science.
Yes, it is. It's something that, like you would see in a sci-fi movie, you know, doing a lightsaber to a person's picture. How did you get into this field and discover this? This is incredibly fascinating to me.
Yeah, thank you. The initial scientist, a man by the name of Nikola Tesla, was the first man to discover scalar energy, in my estimation, and then to control the energy, to actually develop instruments. Well, I've tried to model myself after this man, Nikola Tesla, And in so doing, I have been able to duplicate his work. And that is, we're able to work with scalar energy instruments and access a different dimension. Now, listen to what I'm about to say. I'm not working in this dimension. I'm working in a different dimension. Scalar energy is not your typical, normal dimension. We're working outside of time and space. It's so fascinating. So there's two realities. There's two dimensions. And I'm working in the other dimension. I'm working in the dimension outside of time and space. So there's two possible events. There's two possible explanations for the universe now. Yes, you have electromagnetic energy, but you also have scalar energy. And that's what I'm getting at. This is a new reality. It's a different reality.
Yes, it is. People would say, well, Tom, exactly how does that, work? And if I send my picture in, how do I really know that you're doing what you say you're going to do? Or how?
You're right.
I guess people would be, leery about it.
I understand, because it's never been done before. So there's no comparison to what I'm doing. This is new. It's never been done before. So what do? We tell people to go to our website and sign up for the free session. And then we have people decide whether they like it or not. You see, since this has never been done before, there is no track record. There is no scientific body to say yes or no to this. There is no textbook. I am writing the textbook. And with that,
yes, that is.
This is. Yes, thank you. This is
It's fascinating.
Yeah. Now,
yes.
Can you just consider what I'm saying? A photograph carries a person's information. A lot of people just say, well, I look at a photograph and I can tell it's you. Oh, it's much more than that. A photograph is energetically alive. A photograph is alive. And if that's the case, well, God bless. That means we can access a person's identity by way of a photograph. We can identify a person by way of their photograph. I don't care where you live, etc. The photograph always carries your signal. So that it is futuristic, but it's here today, and that's what we're doing on a daily basis.
You know what, Tom? I agree with you. Like I look at a picture. I'm an empath. So I could look at a picture and I could pick up on a person's energy. So yes. I can understand with the scalar energy that you can't pick up on someone's quantum field. Yes. I do believe that. And yes. Your company on your website, because I went on a website, folks, and I signed up for 2 trials. This for free, folks. I'm there. So you offer several, free trials, different. Yes. You offer several different ones, but is it at different times? Yes. Do you offer different trials?
Yes. To answer your question, throughout the year, we're always offering free trials. Now, on our homepage, we always offer a 15-day free session. But people who sign up with us, periodically will also offer different types of free trials on our website. Now, the point is this. You have to educate people, and you have to introduce this new science to people. And the best way is by a free trial. That way, you allow people to make their decision whether they like this or not. So the free trial that you're suggesting, that's part and parcel with us. And that's my duty to introduce to people this new technology. Now, you hit the nail on the head. It's quantum. It's non-physical. This is a different branch of science. This is not your brick and mortar, so to speak. You with me, Betsy?
Right.
This is outside of time. This is not physical reality. It's non-physical. What many people call zero-point energy or the quantum field, that's what we're working with. I have a quantum instrument. Imagine that. I have an instrument that accesses a different dimension.
And you would most likely recommend that the people who do your go on your trials to still, go to their doctor and follow their doctor's advice.
Yes.
This isn't to take away from what your physician is doing. I want to make that clear.
Exactly, and nor is it medical. Nor is this a medical session. This has nothing to do with medicine or Western science. This is a new technology. I can't even consider it to be Western science. So it's a new technology that's never been defined. And, I call myself a researcher because I research. I don't call myself a practitioner because I don't practice anything. I'm simply researching a new science.
And I can say, Tom, it's been my experience. I went on the free trial, one of them last week. I said, let me check out the website. And I said, a free trial. I'm going to join it. And I just started another free trial yesterday. I think it's a detox from medications.
Correct.
And I have to say, folks, I do meditate, but in the week that I've been on the first trial, I feel better. I feel calm. Now, I do have caregiver post-traumatic stress, and I'm trying to meditate to come off of that adrenaline rush I had for 10 years taking care of my husband. And it's 2 years and he's passed already. I'm trying to get my body off of that. And I have to say, Tom, my opinion, it has helped me. I do feel much more calm. And I just really have to say that, I got to do this trial so I could talk about it in the interview of my experience. Everyone, I'm sure, will have a different experience.
You're right.
Right?
You're right. Yeah, thank you. Now, that's music to my ears, and that's the best I can hope for, that people say, yes, I feel better. Again, if this is a new science, then it really requires a new way of looking at this application. And frankly, when you're working with a photograph and you're working in the quantum field, this has, again, never been done before. So all we can rely upon are testimonies of people. So on my website, we have 2,000, 3,000 testimonies of people around the world, and everybody has different experiences. Everybody's unique. But the point is this. Overall, the majority of people say that they feel better. Overall, the majority of people feel better.
Yes, I really like your website. And what I like about your company, Tom, is that you will get an email daily saying what was done. You have a team, a support team, to answer questions, because I had asked the question. I got a response immediately. So you have a great support team there with your company. I just think, to me, I'm very blunt. I'm from New Jersey, as you know. It's a no-brainer. Try something for free. You have nothing to lose and all to gain.
Yeah,
that's how I feel.
Exactly. Thank you. That's why we make this so easy, so if you will, transparent. And you're right. We have a great team, and the team will interface, will work with people. I think we have good communication skills. So, like you said, what do you have to lose? So let me explain perhaps what you might be feeling, because this is typical with many people. When you sign up with our session, we're working again with your photograph exclusively. It appears that your photograph has energy attached to it. I would say so. And then that energy serves as your brain waves on the photograph, or it serves as your 7 chakras or your meridians. Now, what's my point? Brain waves and chakras are non-physical. They're information. So we're going to access your information code. Consider what I'm saying. A photograph of a person carries their brain waves and their chakras. And by interfacing with that photograph, we can have a profound impact on their brain waves and their 7 chakras. As such, people will feel tranquility. Many people say that they have a sense of calm, peace, or many people say that their spirit, their emotions are uplifted, that they have a feeling of elation. Well, all of that says, yes, there probably is some merit to this. Yes, a photograph carries a person's code, their energy code, and we access that energy code. And there's many similarities between a photograph and a person. I can't say it's identical. It's obviously not identical. But there are photo signals, there are photographic signals that can be enhanced. So we can enhance the welfare, the lifestyle of a photograph. My instruments only work with photograph. So when I'm working vis-a-vis with a photograph, I can enhance the energy signal. I can enhance the health signals on a photograph. That's quite profound.
It is. That's just incredibly fascinating to me. And that's why I said I have to try this. Can you tell the audience what some of your programs are that your company has to offer?
Sure. The standardized session we offer on our homepage is a session in which we can balance the 7 chakras. We can balance the brainwaves. We can balance the 7 chakras. We're also able, with a photograph, to detect, to identify signals on the photograph of, say, viruses and bacteria. And also, a photograph carries a person's their emotional state, but it also will carry their nutritional state. So with a photograph, we can ascertain a person's nutritional constitution, and we can assemble, we can create in the quantum field vitamins, minerals, antioxidants. All of that is conducted with a scalar energy instrument, a unique instrument, and all of that is done in the quantum field. It again is a science that we are just beginning to understand. Just beginning to understand this new and emerging science.
You know what, Tom? You're right. You're hearing more about quantum energy, and that we are energy, and that our thoughts, what we think, control our bodies. And there's the saying, thoughts become things. And so this is a new field that's starting to expand. You're hearing more people talk about, quantum energy, quantum physics. But what you're doing is helping people feel better by using your technology, the Scalar Light instrument, in helping people. And it's just incredible. This is why, folks, I had to do the trial. I had to try it for myself, because how can I tell my audience something if I haven't experienced it?
Yes, exactly. Thank you. And I'm going to make this very clear once again. There are 2 realities. There are 2 dimensions. We consider the electromagnetic dimension, what we consider life, our lifestyle, is immersed in this sea, so to speak, of electromagnetic energy. And that's true. But there's another dimension, meaning there's another reality. Now, I know that's tough for some people, but it's true and it's accurate. So the reality that I'm working with is the quantum reality. It's non-physical. There's not an electron or a proton in this non-physical environment. And what am I getting at? Well, this non-physical environment has different characteristics. It's unlike anything we've ever seen. It's just fascinating.
Yes, it is fascinating. How did you get interested in this? I know you.
Yeah, as a youngster, I started reading about Nikola Tesla, the great inventor, Nikola Tesla. And with that in mind, Tesla was such a keen mind that he could understand there was electricity, and he was working with AC electricity, but he also discovered scalar energy, what he called radiant energy. Now, back in the day, over 100 years ago, Tesla was able to take scalar energy and perform incredible scientific projects. Scientific work could be, if you will, realized by these instruments. He was able to take energy and light up light bulbs at a distance with scalar energy. And why? Because he's dealing with a different dimension. He was on the road to giving the world free energy. It's energy from the sun and the stars. We should have listened to him. So that's something else I want to make clear to the audience. I propose that scalar energy, this infinite energy, will be able to if you will, remedy the problem that we have, the energy crisis that we're facing. Scalar energy is free energy from the sun, the stars. Oh my goodness, if we have free energy from the sun and the stars, we don't have to worry about anything anymore as far as being able to power our homes. So the new power plant, and I've said this so many times, the new power plant is scalar energy. The power plant is the stars. So we'll never have to explore for oil or natural gas. All you have to do is tap into the energy of the stars.
That is very interesting. It is fascinating. It is a whole new realm of discovery.
Yes, it is. It is a new realm of discovery. And
it sure is.
Exactly. And in so doing, we realize that, for instance, 100 years ago, there was no computers. We did not have cell phones. We were just starting to learn about radio and television. Well, we're at the cusp of a new era with scalar energy. It's a new technology. I use it in conjunction with people's photographs. I can access a person's quantum signature on the photograph. There are other applications. There are applications in which you can negate gravity with scalar energy. Well, imagine that. If you can negate gravity, well, what does that mean? Now we have a way of transporting ourselves in an anti-gravity instrument. So scalar energy someday will give the world anti-gravity, and we'll be able to transport ourselves by way of an anti-gravity instrument. So it just goes on and on. What we can do with this energy is just so fascinating.
Wow, that's incredible. Tom, do you was your scalar energy, can that help heal someone from a illness? Or can you not make that claim?
No, I believe so. But see, I have to leave it up to the people. And let me make this clear. I never work with people directly. I work with their quantum field. So in order for me to judge how effective this is, I allow people to submit a testimony to us. I can prove my work in my laboratory, but I cannot prove my work with people at a distance. So I can have a successful outcome in my laboratory with a photograph. But if that's a sign that I'm having a success with a person at a distance, only that person can submit a testimony. Now, in your case, Betsy, I've never met you. You've never met me. You simply sent me your photograph. But your testimony is that you feel something different. I think you're saying that within the first few days you felt better. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Is that a fair statement? So, okay.
That is.
Now,
that's true.
I can say that in my laboratory I've performed a standardized function in which I can improve the energy code. I can improve, if you will, what I consider the disease code or the inflammation code on photographs. I can eradicate some diseases on photographs. Now, does that mean it's eradicated in a person? I don't know. I only can account for my work in the laboratory. people have to send me their testimony, and people have to tell me, yes, I feel better, or yes, there was some difference. So consider that this is not, once again, Newtonian physics, and we're not matching up a photograph to a person. We're matching up the energy field of a photograph. The energy field of a photograph to a person. Now, if there is a correlation, then so be it. And I allow people to submit their testimony to show that correlation. I cannot prove that correlation, though. Okay? So let me repeat. This is a new science in which I can prove that I have an advantageous outcome on a photograph. I cannot prove that I'm working advantageously with people. Only people can prove whether they feel better.
That's true, and there are plenty of testimonies on your website. That is for sure, because I read some, and that's why I said I got to try this. And I really want to urge the audience to go on the website. It's www.scalarlight.com and check it out. I mean, Tom's not selling you, a bill of goods. He's telling you take a free trial, decide for yourself, and there you go.
Yes.
And you can decide. I just think it's wonderful, Tom Paladino, what you're doing. This is a whole new field. It's a whole new science. When people went up to back in my mom's day, okay, my mom is 92, and they read about Buck Rogers, just to make a kind of a analogy, that was so out of their realm to go to the moon.
Yes.
And what happened?
Yes.
That people went to the moon. So I think this field is going to explode in a good way. You're going to see more people trying the quantum energy.
Yes. Yep. Exactly. And thank you for saying that, because we see that coming. The purpose of my research is to help humanity. And I realize that this is different. This has never been done before as far as I'm concerned. So it obviously is groundbreaking. But you have to start somewhere. Let's face it. The group that created the first computer, that was different. That was groundbreaking. Did it work? Sure, it worked. And now we understand. Now we have computer theory. Now we can teach computer theory. Well, that's where we're at right now with scalar energy. It's new. I want to introduce this to the world, but eventually we'll develop an understanding. We'll have some type of, we'll embrace this technology, and in so doing, the world will be the better for it.
Yes. And you know what, Tom? When people feel better, I think they behave better. So it would be an advantage for people to feel better about themselves, to feel better physically, mentally, spiritually, and then the world would be a better place. Is there any... Oh, go ahead.
Consider this. With my instrument, I can work with thousands of photographs at a time. Some of them are group photographs. Well, today in my laboratory, I was working with over 500,000 people by way of their photograph. Isn't that incredible? I was working with
that is incredible
people by way of their photograph. Now, that's quantum healing in the quantum realm for 500,000 people, but by way of their energy signature, Now, with all of that in mind, this is where we're going. A scalar energy instrument can work with 500,000, 1 million people a day, and we can provide healing to their quantum field, all by way of their photograph. You don't have to visit a clinic, because this is non-physical. So the potential is just incredible.
Wow. I had to say this, Tom. I wish I knew about you and what you do years ago, over 2 years ago, I would have submitted my husband's picture just to see if it would help him. Not that he would have been able to express that to me, but I just, would have liked to have tried it for him to see if it made a difference. I think more people will start going to the Scalar Energy and use it in combination with their physician. I don't know for a fact, but I could just imagine someone going into their physician's office and telling them about Scalar Energy, and the doctor will probably think, there's no way that's going to work, because they're not, most doctors are not into other sources of healing. It's pop a pill, take this, take that. But I'm not saying not to go to your doctor, folks. Go to your doctor. But try this. Try it and see how it makes a difference in your health, and see for yourself. I just think it could work in combination with the routine, regular, medications, or what do you call it, Eastern medicine? Or is it Western medicine? I forget which one.
Western medicine, yeah. Well,
Western medicine.
We call the conventional medicine is Western medicine. I try and distinguish with what I'm doing by simply saying it's quantum or quantum healing. I try not to use the word Western.
Right. But, as far as like regular traditional medicine, you can still do that. But try the quantum. And I'd like to ask you, Tom, is there anything else you would like to tell the audience?
No, thank you for being open-minded, Betsy, first of all. Thank you for thinking outside the box. There's so much about science that we don't know. And this, again, is a new and emerging science. And the best way for people to experience this is by a free trial. And then I just want this to flourish. I want people to speak about this. I want people to share this information with family and friends. And if it does find its way into mainstream, okay, wonderful. That's okay. That's fine. We're okay with that. So let's make this all happen. At least visit the website, sign up for the free trial, see how you feel after the sessions, and then submit a testimony. That's all I can ask for. That's going to change the world just by getting people to participate. Yes.
Yes, and can more than one family member be in a trial?
Yes. Many times parents will sign up their entire family, their children included. Obviously, they can speak for their children. Their children are not. We ask people to be at least 18 years of age to sign up. And many people, when they include their family, they'll include their pets. So I would encourage you to visit the website, scalarlight.com. You can send in photographs of your entire family. Just get their permission if they're an adult, and then send their photograph in of their pets. By all means, we want to work with their pets. And if that's the case, well, let's go ahead. Let's heal the world by way of the quantum field.
Well, it's interesting, Tom. I'm going to put this out there to my audience. I have a large caregiving audience. So I'm going to address the caregivers right now. Take a picture of your loved one who has dementia. Send it into Tom for just to try. Go on the website, do the free trial, and see if there's a difference in your loved one's behavior, in your loved one's memory. I'm just curious. I really would be curious. That's why I wish I knew you when my husband was alive, because I would have sent this picture in just to see if there would have been a difference in his memory, in his behavior. Now, people might think, oh, Betsy, you're a little woo-woo, but that's okay. I really don't care what people think. Why not try it? We give them pills. You know what, Tom? I'm very blunt because, like I said, I'm from New Jersey. I would have tried a free trial of yours than to give my husband the medications that he was on. Now, I'm not saying not to give your loved ones medication. They do need it, and speak to your physician. But why not give us a try? I mean, you have nothing nothing to lose. It's free.
Right.
It's a free trial.
Exactly.
I'd run to my computer. Excuse me. I would run, folks. Go on your computer, your smartphone, tablet, whatever you have, and go on the website. I'm going to give it again, and it will be in the blog. So read the blog, www.scalarlight.com. And I want to thank you, Tom Paladino, for what you're doing and helping people. You are amazing.
That's the key. God bless you. And likewise, that's the key, that we have solutions now. Let's move forward. Let's make this a positive world. Let's make this a good, decent world. And let's solve problems. I'm all about performance, Betsy. I perform as a researcher. Go to my website and you'll see performance.
Yes. And folks, I don't want people to think, Tom, that I get kickbacks or anything, because I don't. I took the free trial. I took another one. I just signed up the other day for another one, and I forgot to send my photo in. So they told me, communication, your team is on it. I had a question.
Yes, they are.
They were on it. They answered. Yep. Testimonials. Go on this website. I'm telling you, it's phenomenal. It's fascinating. The science is fascinating to me. So I appreciate what you're doing. And, I want to say to the audience, if you try the trial, and if your loved one has any kind of dementia, and you try the trial, please let me know let Tom know if you see a difference, because I really would like to know. I really would like to know if you've seen a difference. So my email is Sloan, SLOAN, Betsy, BETSY31, @gmail.com. Email me if you've done this trial and you've seen a difference in your loved one's behaviors and memory. I'm so fascinated with this, and I really would like to know. And Tom would like to know, too.
Yes.
So thank you.
And that's why we have so many testimonies on our website. It's the beginning body of evidence. This has never been done before, so we need feedback. Yes.
I can't thank you enough, Tom Paladino, for coming on and sharing what you're doing. This is one fascinating field. And, people thought that scientists might have been a little kooky when they developed penicillin or some other medication that helped mankind. Well, why not give this a try? This is like, you have a lab, and what you want to do is help people. And I think it's so kind of you, actually, to give a 15-day trial. What person does that? This is you give a generous offer, and I'm telling you, folks, not just one. I'm also in another trial. So I'm so glad I joined on the website, and I'm going to give a testimonial. I just think that this is really a fantastic way to try it. And like I said, you have nothing to lose and all to gain. And I just think it's wonderful. So thank you so much, Tom Paladino, and I wish you much success. And for people out there, to be successful and try something that will help you. It doesn't involve taking medication. I mean, we all need to take medications for one reason or another. I'm not knocking it. But why not give this a try in addition to what you're taking?
Yes.
So thank you.
Thank you. Let's heal the world. Thank you. God bless you, Betsy. Thank you.
Oh, God bless you too. Thank you so much. Folks, if you missed this podcast, you could catch it all over again wherever you hear your favorite podcast. Chatting with Betsy is free to subscribe to. I'm on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, wherever you hear your podcast, that's where you'll hear me. And I have many interesting guests. I have phenomenal guests. And you're going to want to subscribe to my show so you can hear them. I provide resources to help people. This is my mission. This is my vision. Chatting with Betsy is about helping people. And I want to thank Jeannie White, who's station manager at Passionate World Talk Radio, who writes the blog, produces the show. please read the blog because it will have the website, which Tom Paladino was just talking about. And I want to thank Lillian Caldwell, who's CEO of Passion World Talk Radio, who makes this all possible and giving people an opportunity to be heard. And we all deserve to be heard. We all have a story to tell that needs to be told to help one another, because that's what it's about, folks. And I want to tell the audience, thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing. Appreciate it. If you could review my podcast and give it 5 stars, I'd really appreciate that. And feedback on what you'd like to hear. So I want to thank the audience, and I'm blessed to be a host on Passion World Talk Radio. So this is Betsy Wurzel, your host of Chatting with Betsy on Passion World Talk Radio. And as I always say, folks, in a world where you could be anything, please be kind, because we need kindness, especially now. Till we chat again, be kind. Bye-bye, everybody.
Are you looking for an internet talk radio station for your podcast? Look no further. At the helm of Passionate World Talk Radio are 2 women that want to provide a spot for you and your podcast to be heard. There are many other places for your podcast, but PWTR has the audience. You will not be disappointed. Our station has been on the internet for the past 16 years. Call us for more information. 484-364-1032 or text Jeannie White, station manager, at THECONNECTSHOW@gmail.com for podcast show details. Thank you for listening to Passionate World Talk Radio. You can listen to this program all over again by going over to https://passionateworldtalkradio.com. You can also hear it on Spotify, Spreaker, Amazon Alexa, AMFM247.com every Tuesday evening between 8 and 9 p.m. YouTube, Facebook, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, and all the other podcast directories one can find on the Internet.